Where is time? Yeah, it's in our minds. Time is only in our mind. It's only a concept, as we have been told repeatedly. I have just repeated the same thing which everybody has been saying. So I just went through the same thing. It is in our mind. Time is in our mind. And we know it very well. Because if we are in a hurry to do something, it looks as if the clock is running so fast. There was one movie of Kamala Hassan where this was picturized very beautifully. There's a scene where his girlfriend is waiting for him, and her father at the same time is leaving for the airport. Her father is running late to catch the flight, and she is waiting for him to leave so that her boyfriend can come home. And they show the same clock. Father is looking at the clock every 2 minutes. It's running so fast for him. And this girl is looking at the clock and is running so slow. It's not moving at all. So we know it, right? When we are eager for something, it looks like time doesn't move at all. When will the seminar come? Or in another way, when we are very happy about something, time flies. It goes so fast. We don't know how these 3 days are already over. We have been in Bhagavan's presence. Looks like, and in fact, we don't know how the whole year went. Last year's seminar was there. Whole year of Ramana activity. Already we are into 1 year over. 3 days over. We don't know. But the same thing, if we are sad, if we have got some pain, if we are unhappy, my God, time doesn't move at all. So slowly it goes. Where is the time? It's only in the mind. So we started by saying that time is a measurement of movement. However, as time is only in the mind, let us now say that time is not a measurement of movement, but time is a perception of movement. It looks to us as if things move, and therefore we say that they are moving, therefore they must be occupying some time. And of course, time and space are interrelated, because something has to move means it has to occupy space. So it moves, and we say that it has taken time. Now, if I say that time is only a mental perception, then why do I need time? Why all this trouble with this troublesome concept, which is always almost as if it's throttling us? Time is over, time is up, time is up. We are always scared. No, Yama is coming, time is up, time is up. Everything, every project, time is up. We're always running. Why have a concept of time at all? Who's asking us to have a concept? Why do we need time? Why have we come up with this concept? Anyone over here, any reason why we need time? Do we need this concept of time at all? How does it help us? How does this concept of this past, present and future, how is it helping us? Of what use is it to us? Anybody here? Shall we throw it away? For convenience. What convenience? Some sense of order. Some sense of order to do what? To progress. To progress towards? To reach some goals. To achieve something, yes. To achieve something, to get some goals, to reach goals. Goals themselves are time. Goals means time actually. So to reach goals, we need time. So what are our goals actually? To maintain identity, yes. That's the key. No, we think that we need time. Normally we think that we need time to meet our goals. That's our normal explanation. I have a desire, I want to meet that goal, therefore I need time. Because when I have a goal by very nature is something which is removed in distance and time. Otherwise it's not a goal. If it's here already, it's not a goal. What is not here with me already only is a goal. So it's removed in distance and time, and I need to reach it. Okay. And therefore, I need time to reach that goal. Okay. But as Bhagavan has pointed out to us, what are all our goals about? Why do we have goals at all? Because we have desires. No, why? What do we feel that we will get at the end of the achievement of the goal? Happiness. Yes, happiness. So, this is a presumption that happiness is going to come to us at some point in the future. We have achieved some goal. That is the actual this thing. So, we are spending, this is a very beautiful picture which I found, where we are so hungry to get in things, objects. It's like they put hands from the eyes also and eating the whole world, asking for more actually. But it's actually we think that we are taking time to enjoy this world. Actually, that's what it is, no? What's the goal? We want time to enjoy the world. But actually what's happening is that time is eating us up. Time actually is useful only to time, not to us. Time serves its own purpose, it looks like. Doesn't serve our purpose, because we are literally caught, as Bhagavan says, between a past which is dead. It is called bhuta, that which is gone, okay? Bhutam, that which is dead, and that whole load, and an ever elusive future actually, because we have never seemed to reach where we want to. That's what our ballet will be about in this evening. But I will give you a clue, because I don't know. I do hope all of you will be there for the ballet, but in case some of you are not here, it's like you're reaching out somewhere. This is the example of in those days, the mule cart was there. The mule is a very, very, very hardy animal, cross between a donkey and a horse, but very, very, very stubborn animal, which will not move or cannot be persuaded through punishment or reward, probably through reward, but not through punishment. So what the owners would do is they would tie a long pole on the head of the mule, and in front of it they will dangle a delicious fruit. Now what looks to the mule is that if it moves forward, it will be able to get hold of that fruit. Okay. So what it does, it starts moving towards the goal, And where is the goal? Ahead. Always ahead. Look at this, which you can see on that side. I found it a very interesting flight of steps. You can keep climbing up that step, and you'll keep coming round and round. You'll keep climbing up. You climb up, again you climb up. It's the same, just so beautifully, whatever was made that diagram is, it's just, you can keep climbing up in circles eternally. So, we are just caught like this, and we are desperately trying to keep time from moving forward, because we are worried we won't be able to meet our goals. Otherwise, we are holding on in order to be able to catch up with time. Like me, I'm always running after time. And some people are trying to push the time from coming behind them. So, it looks to us that we have only two options, okay, like these two paths which are going on either side of the tree. Is there any third option over here? Climbing the tree. Yes, I thought of sitting under the tree. I'm not so adventurous. He says climbing the tree. We always think that we have to go to the past or the future, but we always have the option of being in the here and the present. And that's the Bhagavan, what Bhagavan gives us is this great treasure. And he asks us, has any experience ever happened in the past? Now let's look at our past. Whenever any experience happened to us, all the wonderful experiences, of course, people said we look at the past to regret it. We also look at the past to enjoy and say, aha, I had such wonderful experiences. That's why we have desire. Otherwise, if I did not have any wonderful experience in the past, I will not have any desire. I carry memories, seeds, as Bhagavan says, vittai. The vitt is there. The every enjoyment, every experience, it gives a seed. It leaves a seed behind in the form of a subtle desire to experience that again. So we have these good experiences in the past. But has any experience happened to us in the past? I'll take a little moment to maybe give an example. Like supposing we take now I had some very good thing which happened to me in the past, so I want to relive it. I get into a time machine and I go back, say I go back to last year's seminar, I go back to meet my father, something, I want to have a walk with him in the sunset time, so I go back in the time machine. Now I go back and I meet him and we are having our walk. Now is that moment past or is that moment present? That moment, if I have gone back to him, would only be the present. Because I would be there with him. If I go back to Bhagavan, when Bhagavan was feeding the squirrels, I would be there in his presence. It wouldn't be a past thing for me. Whenever any experience happens, it has to happen only in the present. No experience can happen in the past. And no experience can happen in the future. Because when the experience happens, if it happens, that time it will be the present. So that's why Bhagavan says, the past was present when it happened. When it was current, it was present. And when the future comes, it will be present. So why are you busy thinking about the past and the future without understanding what is the present? Without understanding what is the present. Vain to discourse the past and the future. Bhutam bhavishyatcha bhavat swakale. We've heard this. Tad vartamanasya vihaya tattvam hasyana kim syat gata bhavi charcha vina eka sankyam gananeva loke. It is like trying to count without using the number 1. Can we count without 1? Any number of 1, 1, 1, 1 is a number. We teach our children. 1, 1, 1 is the first number. How many ones are there in 1? Only 1. Okay. 2, 2, 2. 2 is a number. 2, 2, 2 is the second number. How many ones are there in 2? 2 ones. 2 is also only 1. 2 is also only 1. There are 2 ones, that's all. There are million ones in a million. But everything is only 1. It's only present. So Bhagavan says, without 1, what are you going to count? Without the present, without focusing and understanding the present. Why are you so busy thinking of the past and the future? And he uses a beautiful example. And he says, one never bathes in the same river twice. One never bathes in the same river twice. That's the wonder of the river. We say Ganga is so pure because she's new. Every moment she is new. She's as ancient as she is. Every moment she is new. And this is what life is. Life is like a river. Appa would often tell me this. He would say, let the thoughts go, let the experiences go. If you try to hold on to them, then you create lots of problems. Don't hold on. Just let go. Let it pass. So that is actually surrendering to the now. When you completely let go, when you don't hold on to anything, when you don't allow any impressions to remain with you, then you get into the now. In that sense, it happens when you surrender to the Supreme. It is a way of bhakti. You can call it surrender to the now. You can call it surrender to the Lord. When you call it surrender, when you call it that, when that love is there, when that bhakti is there, when that total acceptance is there, then life just keeps flowing. It just keeps flowing. Wherever it has to flow, whenever it has to reach the sea. And the wonder of the river is, every moment it is reaching the sea. Every moment it is born. Every moment it is making the journey. But every moment it is with the sea also. Every moment it is with the sea. That is the wonder of that. And it struck me that this is like what happened when Markandeya surrendered to Shiva. That's why he transcended time. He was given 16 years of life, and this is what Bhagavan talks about in the second verse of Saddarshanam, Ulladu 40. He says, Mrityunjayam mrityubhya ashritanam aham mati mrityumupaiti purvam ataha swabhavat amriteshu teshu katham punaha mrityudhiyo avakashaha. Where do they have any place for thought of death? Once if you have surrendered to the Lord, who is Shiva, who is Shiva Ramana, who is untouched by time, he is the now. The self is that now. This we have heard. This we have heard. Through these 3 days, Bhagavan has reminded us, I am the presence, I am. Ramana is, this is the presence. And this is the surrender. And why? Because out of fear of death. What is death? Death is end of one measurement. We are making so many measurements. No. We said time is a measure. In that measure, one cycle gets over. And this kind of death actually happens in so many forms in our life every day. Every day from morning till night when we go to sleep. Once over, one cycle over. When one thought rises, it finishes, one cycle over. So death is, and if I'm afraid of letting go, if I'm afraid of that death which happens, because as a part of that which starts, it will have to end. That which starts will end. That's why it can be measured. If it doesn't end, it can never be measured. When we say it can be measured, that means it's starting and it's ending, and so we are measuring it. It is automatic. Time means it will start, it will end. And if we are tired of this, and if we are scared of it, we don't want it, then there is a way out. You don't want endings. Okay, you can become eternal. You just get into that now, which is Ramana's presence, the Shiva Ramana, says Bhagavan. And if not, if you don't have that faith, then you have another path. You can inquire, as Nachiketas did. He went to Yama and he said, you explain to me what you're all about. He was also a young boy. What are you about? I will go to the land of death, he said, just as Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi, as a boy of 16, he stretched himself out and he went to the land of death like Nachiketas did. And inquired, what is this time? For whom is time? Who is the one who is bound by time? And when we go into that question, then the answer arises, does time support me? Does time govern me? Or do I support time? Do I govern my time? Because if time is the one which governs me, how come in deep sleep I'm completely free of the governance of time? How is it that I am out of the time frame altogether and it happens so naturally to me? This is what Bhagavan points out to us. In our natural experience, we can be free of time. We are free from time every day. So, why is it that I have to be scared of time? Why is it that I have to believe that time is holding me in its grip? It is not, unless I allow it to do so. So, inquiry into our own nature reveals that time is not a measure of movement, nor is time a perception of movement. Time is the mind itself. Thought is time. Because that is the first movement. That is the first beginning and ending. It is the rise of thought. Every time that a thought arises, it is time has been born. Every time that a thought arises. And why is it so frightening? Because thought arises because of desire. Because of seeing an object as separate from ourselves and as being desirable, as if I can get something from outside of me. And this leads to pain. This is the cycle of birth and death. It is painful because every time the desire arises, there will be sorrow. There will be sorrow whether you don't get the desired object or whether you get it. Both ways there will be sorrow. If you don't get the desired object, of course you're going to be sad. If you get the desired object, you're still going to be sad because you will be worried either about losing it, or you will be worried because it would have gone its own cycle. Once you've eaten, that taste goes away, it doesn't stay, and you will be eager or longing, yearning for it again. So every rising, every time the thought arises, time is born, and when thought sets, time disappears. Therefore, we have hope. We have hope because thought sets, and at that time we are free from time, and it happens automatically without our realizing in deep sleep. But that is the grace of Sadguru, that he has given us a path to make it happen consciously while we are awake and to be free. Entering the heart through devotional inquiry, Bhagavan says, and herein Bhagavan says there are two paths. There are no two paths. He calls the inquiry devotional inquiry, because in order to surrender, we must be ready to let go of our limited identity, which is all time is about, as Dilip said. Time is about holding on to this identity. Time, our fear of death is the fear of loss of identity. And our little fears, every little thing that we lose, we are only afraid of losing the identity. Even some small thing, I am not able to do something, I feel bad because I feel my identity is threatened. I feel my identity is threatened. But when we enter the heart through the devotional inquiry, it may be love for the source which has filled us with so much of bliss, which is protecting us with such great love from moment to moment, which is taking care of us so marvelously. And out of that love, we may enter the heart, or we may enter the heart out of a great wonder at this force, which is just totally free, absolutely free of all limitations, of all illusion, and beyond the play of time. What is this extraordinary force? Out of that wonder, we may enter the heart. Let me see what it is all about. And it is available. It is available where? Not at the end of the pole, not at the end of time, not like that dangling something, because that dangling something we can never reach. That end of that fruition of desire we can never reach. It's always tantalizingly ahead of us. But this greatest treasure, because it is here and now. And when is it here and now? Right now. Right now. Every moment. Even in our sadhana, Bhagavan has been so compassionate as to give us a weapon of self-inquiry, which does not postpone even the goal of the self-experience. He doesn't say, you do a sadhana for 20 years, 40 years, and then you'll get it. In Ramana Gita, he clearly says, he emphatically says that which you experience intermittently in abhyasa, when it becomes steady, that is called jnana. There are no two different states. It cannot be, because it is the same experience. If you get one state during sadhana and another state at the end of it, that is something which you don't have now. No, that cannot be. You are having it. We're all having this experience. None of us are denied this anubhava of the self. That is the wonder, because otherwise we will not seek it. We will not long for peace. We will not long for bliss. We will not long for freedom from time unless we have had the taste of it. That is the nature of the mind. We have seen it clearly. The mind longs for that which it has tasted, and the compassionate one has given to each and every one of us that taste some point or the other. At some time or the other, the mind just becomes still. It may be in different ways for each one of us. And then we say, what a wonderful moment that was. It may be when our mother hugged us. It may be when we saw a wonderful sunset. It may be when we listened to somebody speaking the glory of the self of the Sadguru. It may be looking into the eyes of the Sadguru. But somewhere that glimpse is there. And then, yes, that is what keeps telling us, reminding us, I am here, I am here, I am here with you. And every moment, Bhagavan says, should be our sadhana to get back to the now. Every moment that self is available, so every moment we should be like Shabari. Shabari, we have heard that Shabari waited for Rama to come, and one day he came. But Shabari never had a date. She didn't have a calendar. She didn't have an astrological prediction that this was the date, and until then she could sleep and she could just do her other course. She knew that Rama was coming. So every day she was prepared for Rama's coming. Today, my Rama will be here. And the next day she never said, oh, yesterday Rama didn't come, most probably he is not coming today. After 1 week I will expect him. No. So because she was in that is what is this self-inquiry is. Bhagavan says, as and when time rises in the form of thought, don't get carried away with its momentum. Don't get carried away, but inquire. Inquire with a lot of love. Ah, what a wonderful adventure this is. What a wonderful adventure. This thought, when I'm inquiring, for whom is this thought? And the answer comes for me. I am very dear to myself. It is for my sake that everything is happening. It's about this dear one. Wow. And then, what? Who am I? Where from is this sense of I emanating in me? What is it in me that says I? What is it in me that says I? What is it in me that at every moment, in every anubhava, at that point enjoys, says, I am enjoying, I am enjoying, I am sad, or I am happy, or I am angry also, but I am, which is at the core of every moment-to-moment experience as I am. What is that? With lot of love. When Bhagavan says, Parival, Ulam, Uruha, with lot of love and with your heart melting, when you go inwards, Arivam, Adu Veliyam, that space, that which is beyond the play of time, that which we say is forever in the now, that Ramana shines ever as the heart. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramana.